Hi, I'm Rucha Bhave. I'm Homeopathic Practitioner in Los Angeles, California. I am practicing since 10 years in the US by itself. What brought me to homeopathy was when I was a kid, I was always given homeopathic medication by my grandfather. He was a voracious reader and he took very keen interest in homeopathy. So we as kids, me and my brother, we as kids, we always received homeopathic medications for any acute problems or symptoms that we had. Later on, as I grew up older, I developed interest, a very keen interest in medical field, and that's how I sought admission into Homeopathic Medical School in India. And I studied homeopathy for 5.5 years, including 1 year residency at a hospital in India itself. So this is how I got into homeopathy. And once I started studying about fundamental principles and all the philosophy and all the science involved in homeopathy, I was intrigued and I was blown away by the fundamental principles on which homeopathy is based. And I was totally into homeopathy. And since then, I decided, since when I learned about homeopathy in medical school, I just decided that I want to practice pure homeopathy. And since 10 years, I haven't looked back at all. Um, I'm happy, my patients are happy, and overall, homeopathy has been supporting my patients' health a lot, and they are very benefiting from homeopathic practice as such. Then I learned about Los Angeles School of Homeopathy, and it was really interesting to know and learn the curriculum, because when I looked at the curriculum, it was so similar to what I studied in India. It was so thorough. I mean, I studied for 5.5 years, and it was as the curriculum of Los Angeles School of Homeopathy was as thorough as my school in India. It was also interesting to learn that there are so many faculty members teaching homeopathy to their students. And this is exactly how I learned. I learned homeopathy from so many professors, and that helped me broaden my working knowledge and learning curve. It overall helped me broaden my scope about homeopathy, learning from different faculty members of my university. And that's something really made me keen to go ask and inquire more about LA School of Homeopathy. And gradually I became a faculty member teaching homeopathy to the students. I really love teaching because there are a lot of students who have medical background. They have these lovely questions that I can answer, and given that the curriculum is so thorough, it provides me a great opportunity to teach homeopathy in depth. So that's what Los Angeles School is all about, and I love teaching over here. When I talk about successes of homeopathy, and I just mentioned that my patients are happy and homeopathy has been helping them a lot. I always share this case with my students whenever I'm teaching, because it's one of my favorite cases. So there was this woman. She came to me to treat for respiratory illness, for allergic rhinitis, and she also had a lot of other ongoing problems. All right, so she had this allergic rhinitis going on for 5 years, and coupled with that, she has nasal polyps, she had skin eruptions, she had anxiousness and anxiety. She couldn't sit in one place still. She was compelled to get out of her chair and do something. And basically, she was deprived of her normal daily routine. She was growing antisocial more and more day by day. She was neglecting her kids. She didn't want to play with her son anymore. So basically, it was like her life was taken away from her, you know. So what I did was I did a complete case taking, and a personality based medicine was prescribed to her, which was a single simple remedy that was given to her. And after a couple of follow-ups, when she opened up about her anxiety in the follow-ups and all, she felt like 100% better. And she was back to engaging with her kids. She was back to her social life like she was before. Not only this, her rhinitis was gone, her skin complaints were gone. And yes, and I forgot to mention, but she loved to sip on frappuccinos. All right. And she couldn't do that because of this allergic rhinitis. And once she got treated for 5 to 6 months, she was back to her normal life. She was so happy to receive homeopathic treatment because it was like she got her life back, literally. And it wasn't that she hadn't tried anything before, because she was suffering from this rhinitis 5 years ago, and she had tried everything, starting with allopathy and all of the over the counter medications she could try. She had tried that, but she wasn't feeling any better. In fact, she was getting worse and worse day by day. So I think this case is a perfect example of how homeopathy works, not just on physical signs and symptoms, but it also works on emotional well-being and mental well-being of the patient. And just it's such a gifted therapy to have, just to have the patient's life back, and they can live their normal lives. So this is a case I love to share every time. This is one of my favorite cases. And personally, I have also benefited from homeopathy. When I was in first year of my medical education, at that time I had this skin eruption, which was very, very bothersome for me, given that I was in my 20s. So again sought for homeopathic treatment from one of my professors, and it's the skin eruption. It's gone, and it has been 15 years since I received that treatment, and it has never appeared back. It's just restored to normalcy. The miraculous cures that happen with homeopathy, and I think it should be first form of treatment that the patients should opt to, which does not happen, unfortunately. But homeopathy is very resourceful in treating not just acute, but also chronic conditions. Homeopathy has not just helped my patients, I like to say, it has helped all of my family members. I have 2 years old son. He is always given homeopathy. I don't have to go to the pediatrician except for the regular checkups or vaccinations and stuff like that. But he always gets homeopathic treatment. My elder brother, my sister-in-law, my niece, she's 10 years old. Of course, my parents, in-laws, everybody asks me or consults me for medication, and all of them, alongside of my patients, all of them are also benefiting from homeopathic. Wonderful thing about homeopathy is you don't need to retire. You can practice till your last breath, literally. And once you develop this passion to heal people around you and your patients, it's just never ending feeling to help others, and to make patients or your relatives or your family's life better and better. So you can literally practice until you decide you want to stop practicing. So thank you.